Hi guys, I'm Pastor Akers back with another quick video, and I'm not sure what day it is when you're watching this video, but the day that this video is being posted is Monday, August 31st. And on August 28th, so a couple days before this video is being posted on YouTube, is the commemoration of a really important guy in the life of the Christian church, a man named Saint Augustine, or Augustine, depending on how you prefer to pronounce his name. And Saint Augustine was a bishop. He was a pastor in the early church in the 4th century or so. So I want to talk to you today just really briefly about who St. Augustine was and why he is so important to the Christian church. So stay with me and we're going to do just that. So if you've been around the church any amount of time, you've probably heard Augustine or Augustine mentioned before. And he's a really important guy. He was actually not a Christian for the early stages of his life. His mother, Saint Monica, she's commemorated in the church actually on the 29th of August. She was a huge influence in Saint Augustine's life, and eventually he converted to Christianity. He was baptized, and he became the bishop of a city, of a congregation in North Africa, in a place called Hippo. So he's called Augustine of Hippo, or Saint Augustine. And Augustine brought a unique perspective to the early church. He was viewed as one of the most important writers and bishops in the early church. He's especially noted for his work developing the doctrine that we know as original sin, as well as talking about God's grace and how that meets us in our salvation, which of course comes to us through Jesus. And so St. Augustine was hugely influential, and he was hugely influential in the life of a certain Martin Luther, who was part of the Augustinian order of monks. Luther himself wasn't actually technically a monk, believe it or not. He was what was called an Augustinian brother, who was part of the order, but he didn't stay in the monastery all the time. He went around and preached at local churches, and that's how Luther got involved in what he did with the Reformation. But back to St. Augustine, he was hugely influential in the early church in championing the doctrine that was preserved from the ecumenical councils in Nicaea and Constantinople, and standing strong against the heretics of the day. So St. Augustine is a hugely important guy in the life of the church, and someone that we as Christians ought to thank God for, that through time he has always been faithful in providing for his church, and one of the ways that he has done so is through the work of St. Augustine. So we are thankful for God sending this great leader in the late 4th and early 5th century to shepherd his church as an under-shepherd of Christ himself. So that's just a quick introduction to who St. Augustine was. There's a lot more you can learn about him, and you can find out more on the internet, or if you have any specific questions, feel free to leave those below, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, God bless.